How can I know how much money I'll be needing post retirement? That's a topic for discussion today in the Market Secrets Investment Series. Before we begin, I have a notification for you. In addition to this investment series, we have multiple other series running in parallel on algo trading, price action trading, and trading strategies. So if you are interested in any of it, do check out our website. Also, we are providing multiple data feeds for our users. If you are an active trader, you might find it really useful. So have a look at those if you are interested. Our website address is www.marketsecrets.in. And with that note, let's jump into today's session, which is how can I know how much money I'll be needing post retirement? To be honest, there's no accurate answer to that question. You will have to make a whole lot of assumptions, not only about yourself, but also about the state of economy. But the lack of accuracy shouldn't put you off from doing what you can right now. There is a famous saying, when you have just started, it doesn't matter how much distance you run. You're still doing better than the millions of guys who are just sitting on their couch. So, how to go about retirement planning? Visualize yourself at the time of your retirement. I know it is tough, but just do it. What is your average day going to look like? A good way of doing this is to look at your retired parents and grandparents. What are their lives like? What are their frequent spending? Is it mostly groceries, medical bills, and people's weddings and funerals? Do they travel often? If yes, how often? The question is, are they spending more money or less money than they used to do during their working days? More often than not, you will find that their expenses have actually reduced since their pre-retirement era. This is simply because they don't go out for shopping, movies, or unwanted parties or trips often, and they no longer need to spend on their children as they might have grown up by now. But then again, this differs from person to person. If we can make an assumption here, we can assume that our post-retirement living expenses will be about 75% of our pre-retirement living expenses. So, going with this assumption, suppose you currently spend about 40,000 rupees per month for your living expense, then we can assume you will only need 75% of this for your expenses when you retire, say 30 years from now. So, you will be spending about 30,000 rupees only, right? Wrong again. We have to factor in one more important factor here, which is inflation. What is inflation? In simple terms, due to inflation, the amount of stuff that you can buy 100 rupees today will be a lot less 30 years from now. Inflation rate can vary month on month and year on year. During 2011 to 2014, it was almost around 10%, but after 2014, it cooled off to 3 to 4%. Since it can vary drastically, especially in a growing economy like India, we can go with an average inflation data, which is around 5 to 8%. So we can assume that average inflation rate over the next 30 years would be 6%. Now, going back to the assumption of our living expenses of 40k per month, to maintain the same level of expenses of 40,000 rupees per month, 30 years from now, you will need to spend about 2.3 lakh per month if the average inflation stays around, assume 6%. If we take our expenses would reduce during the retirement, then with the earlier assumption of 75%, we can safely say that we would need 1.7 lakh rupees per month. No, no, don't panic. When it comes to jobs in the organized sector, average pay rises in the industry is just above the inflation levels if we are an average performer. Also, people tend to shift jobs every few years and get an average hike of about 30% at every jump. This will hopefully keep their income above the inflation line. But let us assume that you are an average person and you won't be jumping around much. How are you going to maintain your lifestyle once you are retired? That's where the retirement planning comes into picture. You need to figure out your retirement corpus and start building towards it. Assuming you have a life expectancy of 80 years, this corpus of yours should be able to support you for approximately 20 to 25 years past your retirement. So that's where your planning should start. So if you make a simple calculation here, you can easily arrive at the number. As per the earlier calculation, we would need 1.7 lakh rupees per month, which would come around approximately 20 lakh per year. Now you need to multiply this amount by 25 years of your life expectancy in the retirement, which would make it approximately 5 crores. So you should have approximately 5 crores in your hand 30 years from now to retire comfortably. So let's summarize once again. For example, consider your current monthly expense is 40,000 rupees and we are assuming that the inflation is 6% and number of years to retirement is 30 years. So you will be retiring 30 years from now, and your expected expense in the retirement is 75% of your current expense. So instead of 40,000 rupees, your expense during your retirement will be 30,000 rupees per month, and you are expected to live 25 years after your retirement. So that's the life expectancy after your retirement. So in this case, your monthly expense after 30 years will be approximately 2.3 lakh rupees. I mean, considering it is 40,000 rupees per month. But since we are adjusting our monthly expenses to 75% of your current monthly expense, this would drop to 1.7 lakh rupees per month, which would make it 20 lakhs per year approximately during your retirement. And you need to maintain this lifestyle for the next 25 years in your retirement. So if you multiply this by 25, you will get 5 crore rupees. But there is still one element here which we haven't taken account of, which is inflation post retirement. The inflation post your retirement can be handled by reinvesting the corpus in hand during the retirement in the safe assets. So we don't have to worry about it at all. In simple terms, during your retirement, the effect of inflation will be offset by growth of your portfolio. And in addition to that, if you have any surplus amount left out after every year on year, you can reinvest it to, boost it further. So this is how you need to arrive at retirement corpus. Of course, we need to factor in any additional medical or educational or travel expenses if we have any, but this would give you a good head start. So where do you stand with respect to your post-retirement planning? Have you thought about it? If not, why? You should be thinking about it because it's one of the very, very important factor for any investor out there. With that, we have reached end of today's episode. If you have any queries, comments, or feedback about this episode, please leave it down in the comment section. We'll be happy to answer it. Also, hit the like button if you like this video and share it with your friends if you find it useful. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video, conduct a live session. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye.